This is Robert Harper with Virginia Farm Bureau's Grain Division. Glad to bring you the Merchandiser Minute today. It's Friday, October the 9th, 2020, and y'all have had a really busy week in the field. The weather here in Virginia has just been phenomenal to get your combines rolling and to get a lot of corn shelled. It was nice to see a few of y'all get into the bean field this week and the excitement that goes along with that. And it's been a pleasure working with you this week, and glad to see each of you get so much done. In the hay field as well, we had a lot of productive action going on in the futures market as well. It was another extremely positive week for corn, soybean, and wheat futures, to put it mildly. We had price action that we haven't seen in a long time. We had the speculators in the market heavy, along with the farmers being in the market heavy, selling bushels off the combine. Let's take a look at how the futures finished up, and you're going to really appreciate these numbers. December corn up 16 cents for the week to close at $3.95. November soybeans up 45 cents a bushel for the week to close at $10.65 a bushel. And July wheat, July 21 wheat, your new crop contract, up 13 cents for the week to close at $5.94. And yesterday during the night session, we did hit a 5-year high on the futures board for Chicago wheat. So just a lot to grin about, a lot to be excited about with y'all getting so much done in the field, and with futures prices reaching some levels we haven't seen in a long time. If we hit the rewind button and go back to September the 30th when we got the quarterly stocks report, we know that the numbers for this year surprised us a little bit from the point of USDA revising the June quarterly stocks numbers, and to see that impacting the September quarterly stocks numbers in a way that showed less bushels in the bin. That really got the farmer as well as the speculator excited, and the board has been rallying since then. And we have had days with profit taken and futures contracts being down, but the trends have been going up strong since then. The bullish news that we've got that day, September 30th, in the stocks report has really been amplified again by the dollar value, dollar futures contract value remaining low. That's incentivizing people around the world to buy our farm products. In this COVID era that we live in, we have a lot of countries around the world that are choosing to stockpile. It was very interesting this week looking at the Thursday export sales report to see how long that list was, how many nations are on that list. Call me anytime, or Josie, and we can get you a copy. If you haven't seen a Thursday morning export sales report from the USDA, give us a call and we'll email you, take a picture, text it to you, however, get you a copy of it. But there's a lot of nations, a lot of folks are buying, stockpiling. This demand surge is piggybacking on the low quarterly stocks that we saw September 30th. And then when you throw into the mix of that, if you look towards the Black Sea, you have several countries that are suffering from lack of rain, and winter wheat plantings are slowed. We even saw a newswire today that was well publicized that even in Russia, wheat acres might be negatively impacted, lower wheat acres, because their planting is being impeded by dry soil conditions. And then when you switch a gear and come all the way across over and look at South America, some parts of Argentina and some parts of Brazil are in their 4th week without rain, and those producers are waiting to go to the field to get corn planted in Argentina and beans planted in Brazil. If we go another week without rain down there, you're going to see more strength coming into the futures market. So we've got a demand spike that's driving prices up from China and other nations, and we also have this dry weather in the Black Sea region and in Russia, as well as in South America, to get this board just really exciting. Now is the time to be thinking about making new crop sales, what you're harvesting right now, and even new crop for next year when it comes to corn and when it comes to wheat. Give us a call about that so we can speak with you. One thing I do want to point out is to make sure you look, when you're looking at your quote screen, you notice the inversion in the soybean futures board. This week it's battered around between 80 cents and 93 cents a bushel inverted futures price from November 20 futures to November 21. That's the market screaming at y'all, clearly telling you to sell your beans now. They want your beans now. Take a look at that inversion, and that's really telling you the kind of strength that we have in this bull market that we're in. We do still have carry in the corn board, the futures board, but we are seeing that carry between futures month shrink. Let's take a look at today's October WASDE and crop production report. It's highly anticipated. It's nice to get all these numbers. It seems like it's about a week early this month, but amazing information today. The World Board puts out a World Ag Supply and Demand report. We got that chunk of information. And National Ag Statistics Service puts out the crop production report. So I'm going to read these numbers fast and y'all take it in. Corn, 14.7 billion in production, 178.4 as the national expected yield, 2.1 billion bushels of carry out, 82.5 million harvested acres. Virginia's number, just for our own information, is coming in at 136 average. When we switch over to soybeans, 4.2 billion bushel crop, 51.9 as the national average. When we switch back to Virginia, that's 41 bushels as the state average. But the big deal with soybeans today was that the carryout, what's going to be left over on August 31st, 2021, came in at 290 million bushels. And just in September, we were at 460. So to see that carryout shrink like that is very positive to price and is showing y'all the kind of demand that's out there. There's some great information in there about stocks to use ratios that are shrinking. That's positive for price. So take a look at those numbers. Give us a call if we can help you. We want to talk to you about marketing old and new crop. This is Robert at Virginia Farm Bureau's Grain Division.